Morning. So this is for the week of April 21st through the 27th for you guys. So today's Monday the 19th, so it'll be a couple days before you start this, but you can go ahead and skip that first one. You guys can see that you are going to watch the Edpuzzle video and answer the questions this week, just like we've been doing. You're going to review databases. I'm going to do that with you today. You are going to add your argument notes to your Avid eBinder. So that was the Level Up tutorial notes. And then you are going to be given a debate resolution today. I'm going to show you which one that you get. There are 3 different ones, and I'm assigning you one. So you'll get to see which debate resolution you have, and then your job will be to research that debate resolution so that you can actually get to the part of the assessment part, which will be next week. And then, of course, please keep reading. I hope you guys are spending some extra time. I know it's supposed to snow tonight and tomorrow, so probably not a great day to read outside tomorrow, but maybe you're going to read outside today or Wednesday or Thursday. So one of my favorite things to do when it gets warm, but not too hot. All right, so first thing I'm going to have you do is add your argument notes to your Avid eBinder. So remember that all you have to do is open up a new Google spot. If you have not starred your Avid eBinder, I always go to the squares over here to the right that says Google Apps, and then I click on Sites, and then it brings up all my Google sites. And so there's mine. And then you guys are going to go to Unit 5. Once it pops up here, Unit 5 in your Avid eBinder. And then you can see we're almost to the end. Unit 5. Oops. Not sure what went wrong here. Give me just a second. Hopefully yours is opening better than mine right now. So, of course, you know, when you watch the Edpuzzle, you can split your screen so that you can be doing this at the same time. So for Unit 5, we have already done our essential questions. We've already done our SMART goal. So if you notice here, you've got a spot here for your Avid eBinder notes. You can see I already did that, but if you just click in here and then go over to Drive and then go to Search and then put Elements of Anne, and it should bring up yours. I'll get like a zillion of them because, oops, don't have them all. So let me see. You may have to type in everything, elements of an argument. So now you can see that I've got everybody's here. So once you click the one you want, I've got to tell you, then you just go Insert, and then it will pop up there. So that is all that you need to do in your Avid eBinder today so that you've got your notes here. Once I have this done right here, like I end up like deleting so that it doesn't show up, but that's our only notes for this unit. Then we will be getting to our projects next week. Oh, you actually start on it today or whenever you watch this. All right, so once you're done with that, here are our learning goals. You will be able to identify an author's claim, reasons, and evidence because you're going to be reading some articles. You'll be able to determine if the evidence is relevant and sufficient to support an author's claim. You will be able to ask questions that will help you explain the author's claim, and then you'll be able to analyze how word choice contributes to meaning and tone, which really gets to their opinion. All right, so let's review databases for just a minute. Remember that databases are important because they've already been found to be credible, reliable, current, and have citations. So if you use databases rather than just Google or the web, then you're going to know that it is so that those things that we find on the databases for Mid-Continent Public Library are already past the CRAP test. So remember that CRAP test that we did? Remember that it should be timely. The information should be relevant to your research question. The author should be somebody that has authority in the area. It should be accurate. And then the reason, then there should be for our purpose, right? So our purpose for this unit's a little bit different. Last time we were looking for informational text we are still looking for informational text, but we're looking for information that kind of tells both sides of an argument. It may just say one side on one article and then the other side on a different article, or sometimes articles have both sides of the issue in the same article. So remember, here's our database tips. There are tons of databases that can help you at Midcontinent. Many of them are set up so that once you use one, you'll be able to use another. Don't be afraid, just click around in there. I mean, that's how you get better at things. So, take some time to really get used to these databases because you're going to keep using them throughout your middle school and your high school career. And if you go on to college, then they are definitely going to be a tool that are going to be one of your favorite things to use. Remember, you can translate and listen to most of the articles. You can also bookmark your favorite databases. Remember that Control F is your friend because it lets you search for a word. I do this all the time in documents. So if you do Control F, that little find in the document comes up. So that will help you. And then you can access these databases at home or at school. You just use your S number. And then you can always use advanced search to help narrow your search. So here's how to do it. So we are going to walk through this. This should be review, but you're going to go to Plaza homepage, About Our School, Media Center, Research. And then, of course, you can always bookmark that. So I think I have my Plaza open here. So I'm going to pull this over here. All right. So Plaza, About Our School, Media Center, and Research. And then once you've done that, then you are going to see our choices. Here are our database choices. We're just going to use Midcontinent. You are free to look around and do some of those other ones. Remember, we go to Research and Learning. And then we scroll down here to Homework Help for Teens. And then there are databases you could use. In library last week with the kids in person, Ms. Rigos showed us how to use 2 of them. She had us go to page 2. So we scrolled down and went to page 2. And then we used 2 databases. One of them, and these are all in alphabetical order if you didn't realize that. One of them is opposing arguments. So we need to go down to the O's. Or opposing viewpoints, sorry. So here's one, opposing viewpoints, and the other one is SIRS. And both of these are good because it gives you both sides of the topic. But you can use any of these databases that you like, but those are the 2 that we talked about in library last week. All right, you will have to log in with your number, and I will show you. So if I'm just going to pick opposing viewpoints, and then you're going to see that it's going to ask for my S number. So once you put in your S number and you hit submit, it's going to take you to that database. So this is opposing viewpoints, and it just gives you already know there's going to be topics there that probably will help you. And you do the same thing with that SIRS one. All right, so notice I put opposing viewpoints, I put SIRS. I also included the links here, so if you want to go directly to them, they're right here. Both sides of the issue, these are both great. One of the things that I found with this one, so if I wanted to look up cell phones in school and search this one, what it's going to do, it's going to give you featured articles that you can look at. And it's going to also tell you how high the reading level is here. So if you know you want kind of a lower level reading level, one of the things that you can do is limit your search, which I'm trying to figure out where that is. So let's just say cell phones are here to stay. One of the things that's great about this one is once you can add this one to your Google Drive and it highlights and everything for you. So I don't see where I was messing with it over the weekend to adjust that reading level, but it will allow you to highlight. So once I do this, it gives me my highlight color and allows me to annotate. And so once I've done that, once I click Drive. It's going to make me log into my Google Drive, but then it's going to save this document. So that's one thing that's really great about this one is it will save it, and then it has your citation right here. So you can still use MyBib, but the citation is right here. So you just be able to click select and copy, and then you have that citation. All right, so I'm going to show you an example. So I did the parents should limit screen time for kids. Let's say that's my resolution that I have to decide both sides of the issue on. So parents should limit screen time for kids. That's somebody's claim. So I found an article on Gale opposing arguments, and you're going to see it's going to link to I saved it as a Google Doc. So you're going to see if you click on that when you're in my slides, you're going to see where I highlighted. It's also going to it'll also should show you any notes that I wrote. So you can see here's what I highlighted. It does not show my notes. You're going to see that I read this article, highlight it, because remember we have to annotate, and then here's what does it say. So it says children between the ages of 8 and 11 who spend more than 2 hours a day looking at screens were associated with lower cognitive functioning than those who engaged in less screen time, according to researchers who published I don't know what that says, that shouldn't be there, published in the Lancelot in September. So I should have had. So what you're looking for, any direct quotes that you want that is going to tell you specific information about your topic. So this one obviously says that children have problems with their cognitive functioning. They say teens who spend more time on these screens would have experienced symptoms of depression and suicidal thoughts. And then a Pew Research Center study found that 45% of teenagers who are on social media are overwhelmed. So I have direct quotes here, and then here what I want. Notice I put them as direct quotes because I'm not asking you, I'm just asking you to get 3 quotes that should talk to this question. Parents should limit screen time for kids. So right here, I've got information that's saying screen time is hard for kids, right? These are negative effects. And then this one, why does it matter? There are many negative effects of being online and having unlimited screen time, including more difficulty learning, more suicidal thoughts and depression, and a feeling of being overwhelmed by social media. So this is where I'm summarizing what I learned. So we've got the citation. We've got the what does it actually say, those specific quotes. And then we've got a summary of what it says. So this is for one that I'm agreeing. This is a pro. This is in favor of this resolution. Whereas this one, this is going to be in opposition of this. So now I'd also have to find 3 pieces of evidence that is against this parents should limit screen time. So I found this one. This you can also see that I saved it as my saved it from Gale opposing arguments because it's going to show you my Word document that I saved in Google. So you can see where I've read and highlighted, and that's going to be your deal, right? I'm not sure why it's not. Oh, so if you put text, I think maybe it shows up at the bottom. I'm not sure. So if you add highlights and comments, they should come down at the bottom. So I think that's why that's looking like that. All right, and so there's my citation. I cited it, and remember that's all you do is go down to the bottom, and that's where your citation is. And then you're going to find 3 pieces of evidence. In this case, it's against it. So here's some against it. For example, a recent review of over 200 studies about social media concluded there was almost no effect of greater screen time on psychological well-being. So, right, they're saying there's nothing against it. And then this one says, a comprehensive study of adolescents reported small effects of screen time on brain development and no relationship between media use and cognitive performance. So again, this is against how parents should limit it. Reports of screen time, the most common way to assess media use, are known to be terribly inaccurate and describe only total viewing time. So all 3 of these quotes that I pulled are against this. So then what we would do here is summarize what it says. So that's really what you're going to be doing this week, because you guys are going to see, you guys can skip over. Oh, you're my first one. So my virtual class, I have assigned you a debate resolution. So Addison, Avery, Eliza asked, oh, I'm going to say your name right. Ashling. I'm so sorry. I need you to say your name for me. Braden, Cody, Donovan, and Eva are all going to be year-round school A through E. Then F through L, if your first name starts with F through L, you're going to be professional athletes, should be paid much less than they currently are. Florencio, Gabriel, Gracelyn, Isabella, Justice, Jackson, Caitlin, and Lila. And then plastic water bottles should be banned. Those are the first names start with M through Z. So Marissa, Mackenzie, Melanie, Nadar, Pandora, Presley, Robbie, and Zayden. Those will be the topics that you have to research. So just like I did here, you are going to go to, you can either use the databases, or again, if you use, just keep in mind, databases are credibly unreliable. If you use something else, you are going to have to make sure it passes the CRAP test. And then you're going to do what I did. You are going to cite the source on the left. You are going to find direct quotes that are pro for your resolution, and then summarize it. And then you will find the opposite. You'll find 3 to 5 articles that are against your resolution. So for example, Addison is going to find 3 to 5 articles that are for this resolution, which is year-round school benefit students. And then she's going to find 3 to 5 articles that are against year-round school and say they don't benefit students. So that's going to be your assignment. So let me show you a little bit more about it. So understand your assignment. To begin with, you will need to research, gather evidence to support both sides of the argument, because you don't know yet which position, if you're going to have to argue pro or con for your paragraph. In class, kids are going to do philosophical chairs or something else. So this means you must read and annotate at least 3 articles that agree with the debate resolution, and at least 3 articles that are opposed to the debate resolution. Remember, you are collecting evidence for both sides. So that means use databases like SIRS or opposing arguments, like I showed you. Online search engines, you can search for articles on your own, but you are responsible for determining reliability and credibility. So you can obviously review the CRAP method here, and then you should have 3 to 5 pieces of evidence for both sides of the argument. That's 6 to 10 pieces of evidence total. 6 to 10 articles that you've read, annotated, and summarized like I showed you earlier. So this assignment is worth a total of 6 points, 3 points for the pro side, 3 points for the con side. And you must do this assignment to be able to complete the 80% project grade, which is next week. If you don't do this part of the assignment, you cannot do the project grade, because you have to have that done. So it really messes up your 80% grade if you don't do it. So if you go to Schoology and go to our course, you will see this assignment. So I think I've got extra stuff in your folder right now, but we're just going to ignore that. So I will have this open eventually. You guys will click on Pro Organizer, build your own argument, and then you're going to see that there is the document here. It looks like what I showed you on the slides. So you have, depending upon who you have, and I've linked the slides here so that you can find again what topic you have, what your debate resolution is. It's right here. So here's the first part. So 3 to 5 pieces of evidence that's in favor of what your sentence says, your debate resolution. And you'll see I gave you 5 spots. And then the con is down at the bottom. So this is your only assignment for the week, besides watching the Edpuzzle, right? So what I'm expecting you to do is research and find those articles with the evidence. So remember that if you're in Gale and if this is reading is, it's a lot of reading, there's listen button. So you should be able to put in those headphones and listen and highlight at the same time. I know that's a lot of listening and reading this week. So count this on your reading data log. That's what I would do. All the articles that you read this week, maybe you're going to have to take a break from your book that you're reading, and I'm sorry about that. I hate that. But this you could use for your reading data log. So that way it kind of two birds with one stone, right? All right, so hopefully that will get you what you need. If you need anything else, please team message me, and I will help you. But this should get you started, and hope you have a wonderful week.